J. Artimus Reedy, Part 3. 1. Artie parked behind Bruno's, a last stop bar on the Wyoming-Montana border, about 100 yards from the southernmost boundary of the Crow Reservation.
Please, hold hands.
The chief, his wife and children, and Shorty did as Artie requested.
Lord, I know you sent Chief, his wife, Pretty Fawn, their children, Black Feather and Little Willow, to remind us of the importance of thy spirit, just as Shorty was sent as a reminder of forgiveness and self-redemption. It is you, God, who for each will determine to their destiny. I pray, God, you watch over Chief, his family, and Shorty. Please, guide them and allow them to directly confront, when they arise, tribulations. Please, God, comfort them during times of trial. God, help them to this throughout their lives, experience spiritual growth and wisdom that they may pass on to others. God, when they are in the presence of evil, let them recognize it and prevent them from giving into its temptations. Finally, God, I am most grateful for the time you have allowed me with these, your children. Again, thank you. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Artie retrieved from behind the pickup's driver's side a metal lockbox from which he took 5 business-sized envelopes. Shorty's, Chief's, and Pretty Fawn's envelope each contained $100 bills. Little Willow's and Black Feather's each had $500 bills. Artie wiped his eyes with the back of his shirt sleeve. He tuned to radio KOWZ and turned up the volume. Sheep's bleating as he passed their pens temporarily dispelled the lingering sadness. He scattered alfalfa hay around their pens, stopping to scratch them above their nose, below their eyes, and behind their ear.
Today I carried Chief, his family, and Shorty up to Hardin to be with their people.
2. Black Feather filled his backpack with blankets and hides. He followed ancient trails to a sacred high place in the Wolf Mountains. First, he cut 12 quaking aspen saplings. Next, he dug a 2 by 2 foot hole into which he placed dry grass, twigs, sticks, and wood. He carefully placed 4 rocks in the shape of a cross, representing the 4 winds on top the kindling. Last, he staked and bent the saplings to form the skeleton of a hut which he covered with hides. He made sure the hut's opening faced east toward the rising sun. The sweat lodge, to be used for his spiritual purification, was complete. Although it wasn't necessary, Black Feather felt it important to purify his spirit before embarking upon the vision quest. Many teased him when he told them he was going to build a sweat lodge and spiritually purify himself.
Bet you're going to stay pure for marriage too.
Too late, he's married to his left hand.
Sweat lodge purification is done to prepare for a sun dance, not a vision quest.
Doesn't matter. It's all nothing more than a bunch of old fuck elders bullshit. Just like all American Indian days and their beauty contests and all that other crap that goes with it. Grandpa Fire Eagle told me the best pussy he ever had was from tribal beauty contestants.
Yeah, well, my grandpa Red Moon told me Indian days brought too many Sioux and Cheyenne to Sheridan. Whenever he hears the word Sioux or Cheyenne, he wants to throw things and fight. He said Sioux and Cheyenne think they are so much better than Crow. When around us, they're arrogant, contemptuous, and condescending. He did, though, tell me about one of his fondest memories, one he'll take to the spirit world. He went to the All-American Indian Days teepee village with a Sioux beauty contestant. He said he rode her till his cock bled and she screamed.
My grandfather can't stand Sioux and Cheyenne. Every time he tells this story, he laughs till he sheds tears. I hooked up with a Cheyenne beauty contestant. We went to Teepee Village. Afterward, I asked her if she was porcupine. I told her, if you had as many cocks sticking out as had been stuck in you, you are porcupine. When I was leaving, I hollered, next free Cheyenne slop.
My father and grandfather and I went to Indian Days for the horse events. They taught me what to look for in the body and spirit of the best horses. It was after the last Indian Days they came up with the idea for fetlock horses. Here is the way my father tells it. We were at Bruno's rehashing the Indian Days races, horses and riders. I think it was my father, it may have been my grandfather, I don't remember, spoke of a large herd of wild horses that roam the reservation all the way down into northeastern Wyoming. The wild horses, as horses go, were damned sorry. He said the government would have wiped out the entire herd, except for some folks back east. They met and worked out a deal. Once a year, there would be a government and tribal sanctioned wild horse roundup for culling purposes. The meat from the slaughtered horses that didn't make the cut was to be sold in Europe. Those crazy bastards regard horse meat a delicacy.
Why are you filling our ears with boring horse shit? Where's fighting and fucking?
A few months later, my father and grandfather were at the Trails Inn bar in Sheridan. They overheard some folks talking about a warhorse training facility in Bighorn, Wyoming. That's when they hatched the plan for fetlock. Round up wild horses, then select the most promising. Introduce into the herd well-bred and proven Apache horses, stallions and mares, and add war horses.
What the hell does that have to do with you going into the mountains for a vision quest?
My father and grandfather consulted our medicine man before starting fetlock. He advised them to peruse a vision quest. When they returned, they again visited the medicine man. I appeared in both my father and grandfather's visions. The medicine man told them, "Black Feather's time has come. Send him to me. He must go into the mountains and seek his vision." The medicine man instructed me on the rites and prayers I must use to properly follow ritual. He gave me a pipe, its bowl filled with tobacco and herbs.
It's still bullshit. I can go to Hardin or Sheridan and buy hallucinogenic drugs. You won't have to fast or purify in a sweat lodge. None of that crap. I can get PCP, LSD, mushrooms. They will give you a vision. Trust me.
Those are disingenuous, like the wrapping or a gift given from obligation.
Know what, Black Feather? You're fucked up.
Maybe, but I have my beliefs that are a part of my soul, my spirit, my being. What do you have?
A 25% discount card at Tommy's for tobacco products.
3. Black Feather poured an uncounted number of dips of water, April showers, from a hollowed bison horn onto the fired rocks of the sweat lodge. Heated steam built within the lodge. Next, the first quarter of the ceremony, he placed 4 dips of water onto the rocks, rested, smoked the pipe, and recited prayers. The second quarter, he placed 7 dips onto the rocks. The third, 10 dips, and then, the final quarter, more uncounted dips. Black Feather emerged from the sweat lodge weak, but feeling spiritually purified. He sat cross-legged on the outcropping of rocks his ancestors had used for vision quests. Like his ancestors, he awaited the spirit Elapse's bestowal of Bayaxpe. He took from his pocket the knife his father had given him, the one Artie slapped away and popped his father's knuckle with that day in Sheridan. Black Feather flicked his wrist. The knife sprang open. It flashed like lightning against the sun. He laid his right hand palm up, then palm down across an adjacent rock. He identified the articulation points of the middle joint of his little finger. Then, with clenched teeth and the precision of a surgeon, he severed the finger. He placed a poultice, given him by the medicine man, onto the stump of the severed finger. The bleeding stopped immediately. He then wrapped it with softened willow bark, which he covered with a sterile bandage and sterile gauze.
Please, God,
he held the severed finger to the sky.
Accept this proof of my dedication and willingness to serve.
On the middle of the third day, Black Feather looked toward the outcropping on his right. 3 crows were pecking at and fighting over the severed finger. He returned to praying. He closed his eyes, bent his forearms at the elbow, and held his hands palm up. He listened to crows caw and a meadowlark sing. There appeared before him such a murder of crows the sky darkened. They disappeared, replaced by streaks of sunlight amid cumulus clouds in the shape of sheep and horses. He saw little Willow shoot lightning bolts in many directions as his father and grandfather tied and staked Fire Eagle's son. There appeared a white man wearing a tall, round, wide-brim hat with a rattlesnake hat band. The tongue of the hat band's rattlesnake flicked wildly between its fangs as it repeatedly tried to strike the son of Fire Eagle. The medicine man handed White Man 2 hide pouches. The white man emptied the smaller pouch, the one with a drawstring, onto a flat rock at the base of a tall dead tree where black buzzards roosted among naked gray branches. Pretty Fawn wailed, Little Willow cried. Cold rain ended Blackfeather's vision quest. 4. Artie, in the cabin's front room, watched the tonight's news. The lead story, a protester, clothes saturated with gasoline, set himself on fire just outside the razor wire-topped black iron fence surrounding the White House. He did it to draw attention to the nation's current leadership's involvement in an unpopular war. When interviewed, a network journalist stated the protester, a military veteran, had a long history of mental illness. Other elements of tonight's broadcast: increasing hardships due to an extended drought with record-high heat and Santa Ana winds have caused multiple fast-spreading prairie fires throughout the northern plains of the western United States. Hurricane Lewis is expected to, within 24 hours, make landfall along the southeastern seaboard of the U.S. Several tornadoes touched down near Kansas City, Kansas, leaving 1 person dead and several more homeless. A late spring blizzard with wind gusts in excess of 90 miles per hour hit Colorado and Idaho, causing several semi-trucks trailers to jackknife or turn over, resulting in multi-car pileups along major highways. When convenient, the network broadcast included a snippet of contrived good news. Usually a teacher, custodian, or school bus driver surprised by a magnanimous gesture of loving students, their parents, or local car dealership. Another, the team's football coach donates a kidney to the school's star quarterback, or a teacher is the recipient of a kidney from a long-forgotten classmate. Just before Artie changed channels, there was a loud knock on the front door. 4.
Mr. Reedy?
Yep.
I'm Blackfeather, Chief's son.
Come in. Don't worry about wiping your feet. How's Chief? Pretty Fawn? And Little Willow? Have you eaten?
No, sir.
Do you like antelope?
I do.
Pisses me off when folks compare antelope to rank old goat or mutton.
Artie placed several slices of bacon alongside the frying antelope steaks.
Fried potatoes and sliced tomato.
Yes, sir. Aren't you going to eat?
Hot day earlier. What brings you to my place?
A vision quest.
If you don't mind, explain.
Before founding Fetlock, my father and grandfather consulted our medicine man. He advised a vision quest. After their visions, they again visited the medicine man for more detailed interpretations of their respective visions. I appeared in my father's and grandfather's visions. Our medicine man said the time had come for me to go on a vision quest. Afterward, I returned to the medicine man. He helped me discover and better understand its meaning.
What's that got to do with me?
You were part of my vision. He said I must seek you. He told me to give you this.
Blackfeather handed Artie a deer-hide pouch. The outer flap had a drawing of Artie's Boss of the Plains Stetson with its rattlesnake hat band and 2 crows. One perched, the other flying. The pouch's contents: a roll of money, 3 arrowheads, a flint knife in a beaded scabbard, 2 ivory teeth of an elk, a smaller pouch with a drawstring, and a note from the medicine man. The note: please take this, the small pouch, to the mouth of the canyon where Crippled Lion lived. Before sunset, seek the tall tree where black buzzards roost. This action will fulfill Blackfeather's vision. It will help heal Little Willow. It will help Pretty Fawn escape the darkness of despair and allow her to return. The ivory teeth of the elk are powerful, Sapalia, from me to you. Artie loosened the drawstring of the small pouch. What's in it?
I don't know. I was told not to touch it.
Artie emptied the pouch onto the table. Blackfeather bolted to the back door. Lying atop the threadbare red check oilcloth tablecloth next to the plate, where a few minutes earlier held antelope steak, fried potatoes, and sliced tomatoes, was a man's penis and testicles. Muted heaves replaced Blackfeather's retching. Artie, wearing the gloves from next to his place setting, placed a pale yellow napkin from the deer antler holder over the genitals.
What the hell? What the hell's this about?
After washing his face and soaking his head in cold water, Blackfeather took a seat across from Artie, their eyes fixed and remained fixed on the pale yellow napkin.
Fire Eagle's son, he violated Little Willow.
Blackfeather, listen. Listen carefully. I'm an old man. My life's nearing its end. We can find the son of a bitch and I will kill him.
No, we must follow the dictates of the vision.
You can hole up here.
Thank you, Mr. Reedy.
You can call me Artie.
No, I cannot.
I still have a mighty strong hankering to find and kill the son of a bitch.
5. After locating the Vision's tree at the mouth of the canyon and placing the penis and testicles from the small pouch onto the flat rock at its base, Artie and Blackfeather returned to the cabin. They fed the sheep, milked the cow, and gathered eggs.
How is Little Willow?
She hasn't spoken since it happened. A psychologist at the infirmary said she suffers from selective mutism. I hope when I tell her what we have done, she will begin to heal.
Blackfeather, been thinking. My age and health are weighing heavily upon me. I've let my place run down.
It's not that bad. From my observation, it's little things.
Please, hear me out. I keep getting letters from Triniac. They're threatening legal action, lest something is done about my fences. They're saying several of their prize cattle have gotten tangled in my downed wire, cut up, infected, and had to be put down. It ain't true. I watched a couple of their hands tear up fence and drag a dead steer onto the wire, and the government's on my ass. Some asshole biologist said there's a fucking endangered mouse living on my land. A fucking mouse, mind you. And if I do anything that could be construed as compromising or further endangerment of the little son of a bitch, there would be legal consequences. I mean, the shit keeps piling up. I don't have the energy or desire to keep fighting. I just don't.
Why are you telling me this?
You're young, so's Chief. I want you to let Chief know I'd be honored if he would move Fetlock down here.
I don't know.
Your vision had horses and sheep, right? The sheep are here, but no horses. Government policies, rules, and regulations block me at every turn. They can't stand independence. Government loves centralization and bigness. Corporations like Triniac, through lobbyists and unrestricted PACs, have convinced the political hierarchy they're best thing for the country. It's like an amoeba that engulfs and devours. Their tentacles, like those of an octopus, suck the life from anything that gets close.
I must speak in person to my father. I will do this as soon as I return home.
I'm mighty appreciative, I promise. No antelope tonight. Venison stew, sourdough biscuits, cucumbers and onions.
6. Chief and his father, Thunderhoof, again consulted the medicine man. He did not prescribe a vision quest. The decision to move Fetlock to Artie's was unanimous. Before the anticipated arrival date, Chief, Blackfeather, and Artie repaired all the ranch's 4-strand barbed wire, and, where possible, added a 5th strand. Chief and Artie thought everything was ready for Fetlock's horses.
No,
Blackfeather argued.
we need a security system. I will order everything we need. It will be at a safe place in Hardin. I asked several friends about Triniac. Yes, they knew about them. They are the most ruthless, especially now, since they've undertaken and implemented an aggressive diversification plan. They have been using hostile takeovers and buyouts to acquire insurance companies, vulnerable pharmaceuticals, and food and dairy industries. They all warned, you better be real careful.
Blackfeather, wearing night vision goggles, hid and installed infrared cameras along the ranch's fences, including the southernmost border of Little Aaron Creek. In the middle of the shed used to house the ranch's equipment and implements, they built a large room. Security Central, along its east wall, were shelves of drones, disguised to look like flying insects and the species of local birds, all programmed and ready to launch. Blackfeather, depending on several variables, made sure an optimal number of drones were surveilling the ranch 24/7. Their data transmitted and duly recorded at Security Central.
Where the hell did you learn all this? From what I seen on TV and everything, this is advanced, cutting-edge technology.
I attended Little Bighorn College. Many of my high school friends after high school joined the military. They also have taught the things they learned. I love innovation, creating, using my gifts. I know you, Artie. My father says have a good heart. He often tells the story of you and he in the park at Sheridan. He thought you were going to drown him. He has had no alcohol since that day.
2 weeks later, during a full moon, alkaline plumes like dirty snow rose, then settled, as pickup trucks pulling horse trailers made their way to prepared pastures north of Artie's cabin. Chief Blackfeather and Artie built a cabin adjacent to Artie's. It would become home for Chief and his family. Blackfeather set up an apartment in the recently partitioned Security Central. Fetlock's move was complete, as was Artie. Thank you for listening to J. Artimus Reedy 3, the final episode of the J. Artimus Reedy trilogy by W. Burtis.